How do you forgive infidelity and build trust again in a marriage? There's that forgiveness thing again. There's a sort of lower half of the scale bondage that happens when you are holding other people in asking them to account for their behavior on your behalf. There's a sort of enslaving there. It's like saying to someone, you are the condition that I am using by which I feel good. And you did such, and so I don't feel good. I have no control over the way I feel because of your behavior. And in order for me to regain control of how I feel, I have to gain control of your behavior. And you're just asking for endless trouble. Not because you can't find a partner who you can agree on what your relationship is going to be like. We don't mean that. But it's not really a good path to try to preserve. I need you to control your behavior so that I can feel good, even on important topics, because it's what makes you want to then control the behavior of others about everything. And then you just run around miserable in a world you can't control, nitpicking about this behavior and that behavior. Esther was on a few airplanes in the last several days, and lots of people, and lots of different ways of going about living, and lots of different approaches to life. And it's such freedom to understand that not only is that airplane big enough to accommodate all of this variety, the world is. And every relationship that you have the ability to accommodate or to allow differences. You just have to decide not to take the behavior of others personally. It's not about your person. It's not about your truth or your fairness. We know this is a big topic, and we're hearing the rumblings around the planet as you think we're taking the side of someone who has offered infidelity, someone that you feel like you can't trust. You've been listening to us for a while? We are not big encouragers of you asking anyone to be the reason that you trust. We're asking you to let that be your relationship with who you really are, and let them find that too. But you don't get to boss other people around. There are those who want to approach relationships in different ways. As you move from culture to culture or even person to person, there's a lot of variety in all of that. As a society that is trying to socialize, you have this trend going as humans that says, I need you all to be this way so that I can feel good, and you've got to give that up. You were born with variety of intentions. But there are plenty of people who feel the way you do, with whom you can find compatibility. We're not suggesting that you should reach out to those that are really different than you and then just grin and bear it. We're not asking you to eat ground glass and like it. But we are suggesting that you loosen up a little bit And stop trying so hard to control those around you, because you will be an unhappy person every day of your life if that is your mindset. And the more you try to control the behavior of another, the harder they will try to get away from you. And if they can't get away, they will just build emotional walls. If someone is begging you to trust them again, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would say, you've helped me to discover something really important. You've helped me to discover that my happiness cannot be dependent upon something you do. It's not fair to me, and it's not fair to you. I'm going to stay true to our agreement, and I'm going to assume the same of you. But my happiness is never going to depend upon that again. Then watch what happens. The more freedom you give another, the happier they'll be.